We're large and in charge, and we're probably alive. I may have woken up very late and be very dead right now. But you know, Harry's here. There's this one bottle. And 2 bottles. For the ambiance. I guess they're not recyclable. 2 bottles of wine, 8 bottles of beer. What time is it? Oh, it's daytime. I don't quite know why I was standing like that. Good morning.
Morning. Looks like we can get to work at once. The union muscle turned up. They look rowdy. We should talk to them.
Why do we need to talk to them?
Everything points to the dock workers' union. The belt used for hanging him, tracks in the mud, the circumstances in Martinez, my preliminary information. Which may, of course, all be wrong. But we still need to talk to them, and it won't be easy.
What do you mean by rowdy?
I mean ungovernable. Martinez isn't exactly enthusiastic about the RCM being here. They prefer to be policed by the union. These men here, men who drink beer for breakfast, there's talk of an armed wing of the union called the Hardy Boys, who are responsible for state policing. I think it's them.
Are these the men Gart told us about yesterday?
I completely forgot. Sorry, I had a rough night's sleep. It's them by the looks of it. Loud and nasty, just like the manager said.
Or did Kim have a rough night?
One loose thread less to worry about, and one big problem to replace it.
There's so many of them, maybe we should call in reinforcements.
That would just escalate tensions. No captain would sign off on it. Solving one murder isn't worth a conflict between the RCM and the Debarders Union. In fact, even the death of 2 detectives might not warrant an all-out war. So let's keep a cool head, okay?
Right.
He's not exaggerating about that mortal danger, just calmly factoring it in. Your fists clench and your pulse rises uncomfortably.
One more thing before we do. We don't have to talk to them immediately. We can walk right past them, continue with our business.
Yeah, streetwise. Zoom right past. Do it on your own terms.
They're in no hurry to leave. They think they own the place. Anyway, I leave that choice to you. Whatever you decide is fine by me.
Alright, I believe I need $20 for the evening. Let's... No, I hit that button. That button. Let's see. +1 physical instrument, +1 shivers, -2 authority. What shirt I'm wearing got? Conceptualization? Yeah. We're a... Look at that. That's sexy. Too old for this shirt? Oh no. Oh no. The man from Hyamdal is standing in front of a burning village, dual wielding his ever-present Schweihanders. His muscles look ready to burst out of the 2-dimensional print and into your 3-dimensional life. How exciting. Now my pants need to go, but I should have pants on in general. Let's see. My esprit de corps jacket, half-light gloves. Better than electrochemistry, I guess. That's dead sexy. Maybe I could be very dramatic. Endurance and interfacing. This is a lovely combo, and I gotta go. Ooh, get in it. Let's see. For now.
Can I help you?
To pay my bill tonight.
Just a moment.
She's agitated, judging from the way she keeps pulling at the frayed edge of her blanket.
And there's no public phones nearby?
The closest phone booth is down the coast. Sorry for the inconvenience, ma'am.
It's fine, I understand. Thank you anyway. I'm glad to see you again, dear.
Good day, ma'am. Is everything all right?
Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. I was just hoping to make a call, but the Whirling's phone line isn't working. The union office probably has a phone, but I can't really get there, or to the phone booth down the coast. And Gary's phone is dead too.
Wait, what's wrong with the phone line?
The manager was vague about it.
Why would he be vague about phone problems? This is something to look into later. Ask God, maybe.
Why did you need to use the phone anyway?
To let the young woman who's house-sitting for us know that we may be delayed. Morel, my husband, and our friend Gary were supposed to get back by Monday night, but they're still missing, and I haven't heard from them. I was also hoping she'd heard from Morel.
Okay, I'll bite. Has your husband gone missing before?
That's just it. This isn't like him at all. He always plans his expeditions so carefully.
A cold breeze hisses through dense thickets of reeds. Something sweet in it, somnolent. A damp chill goes down your spine. When you look around, you're still in the whirling in rags.
I love shivers. Doo-doo-doo-doo.
But you have more important things to worry about.
What's this expedition your husband was on?
Just some field work, sweetie. Morel is a highly trained scientist. He and his assistant Gary are studying an extremely rare species of insect. But they should have returned by now. They were just going down the coast across the water lock to set a few traps. He said they'd be back on Monday. What could be keeping them?
The waterlock, that was broken. Could this be it?
The water lock. Oh, wait, this Gary person. Do you trust him?
Oh, sweetie, it's nothing like that.
Yeah, what's wrong?
Gary's as loyal as they come. I trust him with my husband's life any day.
The water lock to the other side of the coast is broken. They're probably just stuck over there.
Oh my. What happened to the water lock?
Probably just some technical problem. You know.
Well, whatever the cause, I'm thankful. To both of you.
Kitty.
You've spared me another sleepless night.
You're welcome, ma'am.
I hate to ask, but if your investigation takes you to the other side of the coast, please do keep an eye out for my husband. And if you see him, let him know Lena is waiting for him here at the Whirling. He
Hey,
gets so
what are you
tangled
doing?
up in his work that he may not know the
What's
water lock's
wrong?
been repaired. And it's cold out there.
All right. If I see him, I'll let him know you're here when or if I get there.
Oh, you're such a dear. Thank you, sweetie.
One second. I gotta handle this cat situation. Cats, don't you love them? When they're gross. I don't know what her problem is. So weird. Okay. I'm awake. So your husband is some kind of scientist?
Oh, yes. A zoologist. A cryptozoologist, to be more precise.
What is a cryptozoology?
It's a pseudoscience that attempts to legitimize research into mythological beasts and urban legends.
Oh, really?
That's one opinion, yes. And people are entitled to their opinions.
She's used to playing off such insults casually, but they still affect her.
My apologies, ma'am. I did not mean to undermine your hobby.
He's so rude.
It's not a hobby, dear. It's a subfield of zoology, one specializing in animal species that are so exceedingly rare that many assume them to be extinct or even fictitious. Searching for such species called cryptids is difficult and often thankless, and frankly, many scientists are too lazy to do it. Universities these days are rarely interested in supporting real research.
Really? I know some things about Lena here. I won't spoil, but let's just say she sounds a lot like certain people on certain Facebook groups. Tell me more about Morel. Looks, character, your relationship.
Oh dear, I'm not sure where to begin.
What does your husband look like?
Well, his expression is slightly grumpy, but his eyes are always bright and curious, like a small boy's. And his palms are quite coarse from all the field work, but he's quite gentle.
Okay. And if I were to meet him on the street, what would he look? What would I look for? Height,
Oh,
weight?
well, he's a bit shorter than you, but with a larger frame, and he has longish white hair, usually a bit uncombed. You might say wild, even.
The lieutenant pulls out his notebook and begins jotting down the woman's description.
One other thing, he'll likely have all kinds of field gear on him, even if he's not out in the reeds, just in case.
All right. And let's see. How long have you been married?
We'll be celebrating our 16th anniversary this autumn. Not the most numerically satisfying anniversary, but I like the less obvious milestones even more somehow.
How did the two of you meet?
Via dating agency, I'm ashamed to say. I was looking to get back into the scene after recovering from my accident, and he'd just divorced. We hit it off, and, well, here we are.
She's skipping over some important parts. Perhaps you'll find out more later.
I think I have all the information I need. Let's move on.
I hope I've been useful.
Remember about this rare insect your husband is looking for?
Oh, sweetie, it's fascinating. But I shouldn't bore you with entomological minutiae.
The lieutenant gives you a sideways glance.
No, I want to hear about the insect.
Well, it's a phasmid, technically, but where other phasmids imitate sticks or leaves, this one's a living reed. It disguises itself among the reeds here on the Insulindian coast. Hence its name, the Insulindian phasmid. Perhaps you'll end up co-discovering the phasmid with us, officers.
There's a touch of awe in the way she enunciated the creature's name.
I knew it. We're gonna be chasing made-up insects with cryptozoologists.
You shut up, Kim.
It's not made up, officer. I can assure you. It's simply elusive, so much so that most establishment zoologists doubt it exists at all.
What makes you think before we continue, a phasmid? We don't need encyclopedia around here. We've got Google. Any of an order of large, cylindrical, or sometimes flattened, chiefly tropical insects, such as a walking stick that have long legs, strictly phytophagous habits, and incomplete metamorphosis, and that include forms resembling leaves or twigs. Interesting. Fascinating. And what makes you think the phasmid is around here?
Well, some teenagers making out in the reed saw one. They didn't know what it was, of course, but there was a brief article in a local newspaper about their encounter with a ghost insect that looks like the reeds. Gary sent us the clipping.
So a newspaper clipping is all the evidence you have.
Of course, most phasmid sightings turn out to be false alarms, but their description matched the Insular Indian phasmid perfectly, and they didn't even know what they were looking at.
Enthusiasm has wiped the worry from her face. Her eyes sparkle behind her glasses.
You seem really excited about this cryptid.
I suppose I have something of a personal connection to the Insular Indian phasmid. All scientists have their little hobby horses.
What makes you think the phasmid is around here? Blah, 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 blah. So I find that interesting too. So composure is kind of playing the role of empathy here. You're like reading her face for like her emotions as opposed to like feeling what she's feeling. It's like interesting. All right. So is it dangerous?
Not at all. Why else would it hide itself so carefully?
Is it valuable?
Oh, I doubt it. No one gets into cryptozoology for the money, sweetie.
Does it have cool powers?
Yes, it can blend in almost perfectly among the reeds. It's how it stayed hidden all these years, centuries even.
That's not special at all. Of course it blends in. Most insects do. You don't even have to be a stick insect for that.
Hell yeah. Okay, what's so special about this stick bug then?
Oh dear, I'm afraid I'm not explaining this very well. It is very special. Morel can explain it all much better. I wish you could hear him describe it. Then you'd understand, I'm sure.
All right. Maybe you can convince her to tell you about some cool cryptids.
You're an enthusiastic idiot, but you're still an idiot.
I want to know everything about cryptids. Living cryptids, extinct cryptids, marine cryptids, land cryptids. Bring it on.
We don't have time for Cryptozoology 101.
Aw.
Let's get back to work, shall we?
Damn it, Kim. That's all for now, ma'am. Okay. We're gonna... What do we want to do first? Let's take a look at our journal. Okay, we gotta find morale. We can't do that today anyway. Find some speed and sniff it. Should have done that before I went to bed. But that's okay. Maybe tonight. Maybe we'll party today. Get the disco music going. Snort some speed. Ooh. Oh, I should ask Gart about the phone line before I go.
Can I help you? Another thing. Great. I love those.
So, tell me, Gart, is the phone line is dead?
Yes, and the phone company is taking its sweet time sending someone to fix it. Losers.
Oh my god, you're so rude. That's pretty strange.
It's not strange, it's inconvenient.
The true there was foul play.
Who told you that?
I would never disclose my sources. That would be dishonorable.
Fine, yeah, it looked like someone had messed with the wiring. It was shortly after the hanging, but I don't know if it's at all related. Plenty of assholes around here who aren't murderers. If you do find out who cut the line, though, let me know, so I can forward them the repair bill.
Okay.
Yes?
Goodbye. Doo-doo.
In the morning light, the white on blue police livery on the motor carriage cannot but catch your eye.
Wait, why am I even thinking about this? Wasn't I supposed to?
Do something important? Something murder-related? There's always something important. Doesn't mean you can't take a moment to admire this piece of machinery.
Very true.
Even at a standstill, the unibody Caprice Kanema looks sleek and dynamic. The cabin is tilted frontward to give it a more aggressive, hunched look. Someone has waxed it recently.
That machine really put the loco back in locomotion. Very cool.
Mm-hmm. You want to take a closer look?
Ooh, okay, let's talk about his car. What's it packing in there?
130.
I reckon that's a 7-liter V12 there.
That's what, a 7-liter V12?
7.2.
Ooh.
Supercharged.
Let's see. What made the infernal whining sound that woke me?
You mean the coil noise?
Oh, that's a
When
wireless.
variable current passes through wires that make up the coils on the electrical system on this machine, it causes vibration in the wires and the cores of the coils. When the frequency of the current in the coils falls within the audible range, the resulting vibration creates the whiny sound you mentioned.
What a binoclard.
Wow. How do you know all that?
I have pretty much maintained my vehicles by myself ever since one was assigned to me. You inevitably pick up some knowledge on the way.
He's got to be his own mechanic. Fine machine. Run your hand over the smooth metal surface.
Yes, an extraordinary machine.
There's gentleness in the lieutenant's voice as his eyes run over the vehicle's contours.
It's nice and all, but why so modest? Put some zing into it. Flare it up. Slam it down. Helium headlights would improve the range and quality of the visual field a lot.
Or thought about switching to helium headlights?
Actually, I have a pair at home. Just haven't gotten around to fitting them yet. I need to lay some wiring for the ballast first.
Aw.
Maybe.
Maybe we
Yes,
can do it together.
definitely, maybe.
He's like, I'm never talking to you again after this. Okay, let's move on. Okay. What am I doing, by the way? I should talk to people at the car anyway. Okay. I need to call Alice back. A few hours, I think. Close the water log on Wednesday. Find Gart and pay for your rent. Once you're done with it, send the corpse to processing. Check twice to see whether you've done. Oh, yeah. God, I have the worst stinking pair of shoes on me. I forgot. Don't smell these boots. Better yet, don't even think about them. Unless it's to think about how you're gonna get them clean, that is. For now, they're unsellable, unwearable, and just downright disgusting. Alright, let's look at this guy's
An
body.
intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso of the hanged man, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time the lines intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. Their concentration is highest around his heart. It still kind of looks like a map of the stars in the night sky, but something's not right.
Who are you?
Gone.
What's the meaning of this tattoo?
For you to discover. You've gotten as far as you will without assistance.
Okay.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A cabbage of papers hanging from the board, with the permeables drawer inside. It's barely held together by a clip, then made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner.
Browse the yellow papers.
In the back, you see thin, translucent copy paper. Some neon yellow, some bright red, all covered in boxes, like marching armies. These look like official forms, waiting to be filled out. 3. The topmost are misconduct fines, the middle ones are station calls, and the bottommost are field autopsy forms. Each is easy enough to make sense of. A monetary penalization ranging from 20 to 250 real. Severe cases allow for 1,000 real, but that requires special paperwork. The details of issuing these fines are spread out over the rest of the fields.
Okay, that was misconduct fine. Station call.
These are quite sinister in tone. They give a date and time for the person to appear at the specified precinct police station. Below the call are the criminal charges you risk by not appearing. All in a print so small it could be considered downright cute.
A field autopsy.
A dozen pages of thin copy paper, bright red in color. You see the parameters of a deceased human form waiting to be filled in. Age, sex, condition of internal organs, color of the irises, predation marks, condition of sexual organs.
Fancy.
Yes, all that remains now is to fill those forms and hand them to people. Fines for wrongdoers, interview requests for bad guys, and field autopsies to dead guys. The rest of the stinking cellulose is much worse for wear. Being sandwiched between the board and the rest of the paperwork must have spared the fragile copier paper. Arson, petty theft, spousal abuse. Handwritten logs on dozens of investigations date back to January 51. Stamped case files commit to paper. These are your last couple of months in Revachol, Precinct 41, Jamrock Quarter. You don't exactly close them, so much as distance yourself from the smelly papers. They're a little further from your nose now. It's made of dark blue plastic, hard enough to beat someone to submission with. The edges are rounded, however. The U4 size board feels thick and heavy in your hand. Light shimmers on its wet surface. On the back you see the embossed letters, RCM. Something rattles inside, ever so lightly. Is there a hidden compartment? And something small inside, light, made of paper or cardboard, or dried flowers perhaps.
Peek inside.
The plastic shimmers like lapis lazuli, but it is not see-through. You cannot see to its center. There's pain in there, if you want some. That much you know.
How would I open it?
With your hands, U4 sized pages hang from the clip screwed to the top of the board.
Let's see. Oh dear. Let's see if we can open it.
The two sides of the board appear slightly misaligned, like a drawer that's come off its slides. If you bend the plastic on your knee slowly, the slides snap back into place. It should be possible to just,
Slide the drawer open.
without resistance or sound, the two panels move against each other. The compartment is now open.
And what's inside?
2 ticket stubs and a handmade postcard.
Pick up the ticket stubs.
2 octopuses are smiling, reaching their tentacles toward each other in the colored pencil drawings. The tickets permit access to the zoo in Revachol East. The aquarium costs extra. These let you go there, too.
Pick up the card.
Thin wax paper has been glued to a piece of cardboard. Sounds like leaves rustling when you pick it up. You see violet flowers, floral patterns, patches of glue.
Give it an old snifferoonie.
It smells of chewing gum, apricot flavored, a touch of cinnamon, the end of summer. You think the label says tutti frutti.
I haven't had Tutti Frutti in so long. I kind of want to try it. Does it still does it taste like I remember? Open it.
Familiar handwriting lines the inside of the card. Looped, round letters in a woman's hand. A young woman in her 20s. There is care, effort, and a smile, you think. Although that is not something you can read from someone's handwriting. Harry, it begins. You're already reading. I wanted to write you a letter so you can read it when you wake up. Maybe it will make you happy. Throw it away, please.
But it will make me happy.
A merciful wind blows in from the bay of Revachol, dusting the ground at your feet and raising newspapers far away. You feel the card slipping into it.
Let's go.
See, I'm with shivers. What was that? Throw the car into the wind. Hold on to it, read it. What was that?
Frisson covers your entire body, a feeling of cold, a a persistent chill.
Throw it into the wind.
No, don't throw away the baggie. There's dust on the drug baggie. It's not good, but at least it's some kind of way to be together.
Nah. Throw it.
Just like that, the wind picks it from your fingers. Cold, they let go. The wax paper rustles, a whisper light and low. Then a sudden gust raises the postcard to the drizzle-grey sky above, away from you. A small piece of paper dances above Martinez, above slow waves crashing the shore, and the war-torn houses, and the new bâtiments nouveaux alike. Above you, looking up to the grey sky, with your hair greasy and wet. And above the distant streets and the 881, even above the old fish market and the church. Its material existence is lost. This great city will pocket it for you, for your own sake. Forget about it. Synapses can be rerouted. The mind takes a new shape, not for yourself, for the people of Revachol. The wind carries the keepsake away from you, to the southwest. The pale violet dot disappears.
What was in there?
No, you should not have thought back at it.
Oh, no.
Now some of it is on your mind again.
Look at the ledger again.
The ledger of oblivion-induced mental health is just as shabby as the damaged ledger was. A bunch of sodden papers sags from the clipboard in your hand.
I forgot this. So whether you read that note or not depends on influences what this ledger ends up being called and the stats that it gives you, which is so cool. Okay, let's see. What else is in
Without
there?
resistance or sound, the two panels move against each other. The compartment is now open. It's slightly, ever so slightly, difficult to breathe once you've done so. The drawer is locked. Blue ink drips from the white pages in your hand. Your hand shakes. You're flushed with adrenaline.
All right. Just give the ledger an old
The
snifferoonie.
acidic stench of rotting food is rubbed off on the cellulose. It now forms the base of the experience. This base surrounded by a faint air of spoiled meat, the stuff of death itself, and then sprinkled liberally with the citrus zest of toilet cleaner.
Like a perfume. This has top notes of rancid vomit.
You know, like the bits they put into public piss bowls, probably called Fermi Discrete, or Axel, or something. At some point in its journey, the ledger has seen the inside of a public toilet.
I know. Sylvia already told me I dunked it in the toilet.
If you knew it was dunked in the toilet before getting chucked into the trash, why are you sniffing it?
I don't know. The option to sniff was there.
So you wanted to get in on the trash toilet stink collab. Find out what happens when those two get funky together?
Maybe.
Okay, pal.
Okay, this is getting weird and hostile. Sorry, Nose. Let's just move on. Are you angry with me, Nose?
Yeah. Turns out your nose doesn't like self-indulgent literal shit huffing. Quelle fucking surprise. Come on, no more. The ledger is going back down, away from your nose now.
Got it. Okay. Let's see if we can, my logic is zero. Maybe I'll wait on this until I'm feeling less stupid. Have a cup of coffee or something. Got a racist mug. Oh, the evidence bullet.
The bullet is safely sealed away in a plastic bag bearing the RCM stamp. Kim has filled out the label on the bag with the item number, case number, and date and location the bullet was found.
What do I do with you, Bullet?
What?
I said, what do I do with you, Bullet?
Well, if I was the bullet, which I'm not, I would say find the weapon that shot me.
Good idea.
If we find who owns it, we will have likely found who used it, possibly to kill our victim. In conclusion, the more we know about this bullet of yours, the better.
All right, feel the bullet through the bag.
The squashed bullet has some sharp edges where the jacket has split open. It feels cold, even through the bag.
Inspect the bullet closer.
The jacket of the bullet is made of a yellowish metal. It has blossomed out to reveal a dark grey core. The base of the bullet is close to 5 millimeters in diameter.
Look at the jacket.
You can just about make out a few striations near the base of the bullet. Little hairlines, linear. It feels standard.
And the core?
It's quite destroyed. Some of the fragments are still lodged in the wound.
What can you say about the bullet so far?
It's a jacketed bullet close to 5 millimeters in diameter.
A jacketed bullet. Okay. It would have been shot from a military-grade breech-loading rifle, not from a muzzleloader like those typically found on the streets of Martinez.
We were right. This came from a serious weapon.
Even the RCM uses ordinary unjacketed conical bullets. This is strange. Very strange. I like this, officer. Strange means unique. Unique means incriminating. We need to find the gun that shot it.
Okay, let's see. What are we looking for? Try to determine what type of weapon shot this.
You can't remember what happened last week. What makes you think you're going to remember arcane
try again.
firearm models?
I guess the bullet's got nothing more to say. A later bullet. Let's see. What's this? Handwritten note from the giant ice bear fridge.
The note is written with a blue pencil on a piece of lined office paper. The kitchen magnets have left spots on its surface.
Does it say anything interesting?
This is tangential at best, but the lieutenant's detective instinct is still active. Someone has scribbled, S. I can't believe the off-site copy is still here. The illiterate ginger kid keeps stealing stuff from the studio, so I had to hide it somewhere safe. You'll find the filament memory with the off-site copy in the frozen ice cream maker. Please take it home, ASAP. It's important. I'd do it myself if I lived in a civilized place with a freezer. Take care. Silly Swaff.
Silly Swaff. I wonder who wrote that note.
Someone who owns a radio computer? My guess is as good as yours, officer.
Sluslav wrote it. What are you talking about? He wrote his name. Remind me again, what's a filament memory?
It belongs inside a radio computer, storing its memory. It's like a tape. You listen to disco tapes, right? It's like one of your disco tapes, only for a computer.
It's like the production schedule you found. Only this one's an off-site copy.
Who's the illiterate ginger kid?
Really?
Uno.
You don't have a single guess?
Uno.
Oh, I'm sure that child would love to get his hands on the filament memory. Even if he doesn't know what to do with it, he'd probably try to pawn it for speed, based on our encounter.
Uno's kind of a sad kid. You have any idea where the frozen ice cream maker... Oh, we just
I
saw
don't know. I assume it's somewhere close to the ice bear fridge.
Didn't you see one right next to the breaker box?
We'll have to look at it. Put the note away. Okay. Oops.
It's
Look at this
just a
real quick.
racist mug. What's there to read here? Not much.
Look, there's quite a lot to read here, actually. Look at all that content.
Oh boy, here we go. What are you going to say about a broken, tossed-away mug that you dug out of the garbage?
What am I going to say? This mug is an example of prejudice. I'm going to use it as an example of what not to do. I'm going to push this into the face of every merchant I find and tell them, this is your inane ideology. That'll make you friends. This mug will be useful. By denouncing it, I can earn political capital to mask my bad-ass hustling, i.e. fraud and embezzlement. The mug doesn't belong in the trash. It was just funny mug. Can't anybody laugh anymore? Let's see. This mug is an example of prejudice. I'm going to use it as an example of what not to do. That sounds silly.
But it was in the trash. Why not just call it out when you see it? Or do some volunteering work. Just finish your case, detective.
Good point. Okay, and this is a magazine I will read later, and my shoes stink. I'm surprised Kim smell them. Let's see. Good on you to have thrown that slip in the wind and walked away, saying, "Not today, Dark One. I don't need your keepsakes. I am not curious. Let the past disintegrate. Let its ink wash off into the Bay of Martinez. You're through with it. There is no terrifying splash of stomach acid to fill you with dread, no caustic lack of air. You haven't lost anything incredibly precious, too precious to name. You got shit on a stick. All you need is to keep the shit balanced on the stick, and everything will be fine. Oh, power move. Research time, 10 hours. You want to think about this? Let's think about this for a while. Gotta think about this. And in fact, let's open up a new one. We don't want to learn advanced race theory. Okay. We're having a thought.
What's this? We're getting reports of normal, reasonable, temperate, political opinions somewhere in Martinez.
You must be mistaken. I'm a real radical. That's me, Mr. Reasonable. Someone's got to keep it sane around here. This is because I keep saying none of the above about political stuff, isn't it?
It's also about that, but it's also more. Perhaps it's the hangover. Perhaps it's a temporary surge of serotonin, but something tells you it's time to become a citizen of the Kingdom of Conscience.
Okay, first, where is this Kingdom of Conscience?
It is not a place. It is a moment in time that can only arise in the right circumstances. In all of human history, it's only been achieved a handful of times.
And how do we bring about those circumstances?
Incrementally. Yawn. You'd get there faster with a little speed.
Yes.
Speaking of, when are you going to get on that, bub?
Yeah, when are you gonna get that speed? Get the speed, get the speed.
History's greatest catastrophes have been brought about by people trying to make the world a better place. Too quickly. That's the genius of Dolores Day. She recognized that progress is meaningless if its gains are lost because of instability. Real, lasting change can only come about gradually, increment by increment.
But what about all the things that are wrong now?
Tisk tisk. Just because you live in the present doesn't mean you have the right to place your needs above the needs of the future. You may never live to see the Kingdom of Conscience. Your children may not. Even your grandchildren might not. But that's no excuse not to keep working. What sang-froid? What benevolence? What a fucking joke.
Wait, is a Kingdom of Conscience really about doing things or just preserving the status quo?
Do you believe the status quo is preferable to chaos and bloodshed?
Personally, the status quo is chaos and bloodshed?
Then you've never lived through real chaos.
Sure, buddy.
Sometimes, in the face of great disaster, defending the status quo is progress.
Okay, but what's the Kingdom of Conscience actually like?
The kingdom is difficult to comprehend, and even more difficult to describe, partly because humanity will need to discard many of the categories that define and limit it today. The Kingdom of Conscience is post-capitalist, post-national. It's also post-industrial, post-ideological, and even post-sexual.
That seems fine. I still want to live for the present, though. Man, that sounds kind of terrible. I don't think I want to be a moralist anymore. Are we moralists? Yeah, I still want to live for the present.
What you want is immaterial. The Kingdom of Conscience is coming, whether you like it or not. Only very slowly.
Got it. I think moralists are basically like liberals. Keep everything the same, because I'm making my money. No, I don't want to talk to you. I think it's too early.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Have you heard back from the ICP about the serial number?
Yes. The armor was produced by Faire in their facilities in Bétancourt, sur la Clé in 42. It was part of a special order for Corps de Pharmacie, a security firm contracted to protect the interests of Oranese pharmaceutical companies in the Seminine conflict. So, it seems the armor went to Seminine. That's where the paper trail ends, though. Even the firm has proven difficult to track. Corps de Pharmacie has been renamed several times over in the years since the armor was issued.
Do you know what it's called now?
The most recently registered firm that the ICP has been able to connect to the CDP is a military contractor called Trinell, and the one before it was Downwell. I think they might be the same contractor.
A suit of armor like this would have been manufactured with a particular person's physique in mind. You should ask for whom this suit was fitted.
First, has the firm continued to work for pharmaceutical companies through all these name changes?
Hard to say. The client list is rather diverse and incomplete. The only constant seems to be that the mercenaries are always deployed in third and fourth world countries.
Let's see, a suit of armor like this would have been customized to fit the wearer. There must be a record of the person to whom it was issued.
Yes, but the ICP tends to be reluctant to share private sector records. I could try to talk them into it, though.
Yes, please do try. It's imperative we learn whose armor this was.
Sure. Call back tomorrow. Hopefully I will have more information for you then.
Thank you, Alice. Please connect me to Sylvie again.
Just a second, officer.
I think she can hear everything that's said.
Sylvie Malaika on the line for you, officer. Yes, hello?
Hi, Sylvie. It's the police again.
Oh, great. What else do you need, detective?
Let's see. I don't need
Anything else I can help you with, officer?
Find out more about the owner of the armored boots. No, she just...
57.
In the cabin, you see a set.
Okay. We've talked to Alice and got the number, so we know it's a outfit called Crenell. Cup under that bench, and I want to pick it up and throw it away. Go there, Kim. What are we doing? Okay. Quick save. I haven't saved in a hot minute. Okay. Oh. So yeah, now that I looked at it, it's a tool, and I could read the pages, I believe, as soon as I pass.
It's the letter you found in the trash. A cabbage of papers hanging from the board, with the permeables drawer inside. It's barely held together by a clip. Then make...
Okay. But it's a tool now, so I can walk around like this instead of like a weirdo. I wanted to look at it really quick. This is the ledger. This is the ledger of oblivion now. This is the ledger you found in the trash. It emits oblivion. A thin veneer of la la la, what I don't know can't hurt me, covers its pages. You look at it and it makes you feel surprisingly solid. Interesting. Maybe it doesn't give you bonuses. I think maybe it does when you do the other one. The other way is to actually look at the stuff. Who wants to do that? This guy's a little bit drunk. Okay, I'm just like... I think I should explore... What's his name ask me? I keep hitting this button. Track down your badge. Who put the clothes in the trash? Ask around. Send the victim's body to processing. Who made the call reporting the crime? I still have to wait. Keep searching for the caller despite lacking any obvious leads. Let's see. We don't need to know about the race enigma. Open the apartment door forever. Okay, yeah. Let's go open this apartment door, and then we'll go find the other... Not on this side. Damn it, Kuno. Okay. Ooh. Can I play with this one more time?
An old call box with a matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in the East Delta Commerce Center.
Oh, this shit needs to go up.
This orange machine is dead still.
Thought I might have some useful insights since I read that note, but nope. I was like, what are we doing? Okay, let's ask around about stuff. Book has a rose, a pistol, and a half-naked dame on the cover. On the cover stands a very muscular man surrounded by flames, much like my shirt. This book is about pate. Excuse me, Kim. Jeez. This book, you don't really understand what it's about, nor does it seem important. It takes willpower to even read the author's name. John Joust from Iguania? A book about boyadero culture that promotes freedom and roaming upstream. The book says you must attain a Franco-Nigerian hard-bodied at the nearest gym. Nice. This book about the future, the government reads your mind. Wait, is this where it fakes its own death? Oh my god, I can't read that. Oh no, you jerk face. Memorize the title. Lou 87 Radio City seems important. Is that Lou Radio City you're reading?
Yes, a sci-fi.
What? Who are you?
Me? No one. I'm just a working class woman.
She doesn't really want to be disturbed that much.
What are you doing?
Looking for something to read.
Phenomenal.
It is.
I'm a policeman.
I know you are.
Everyone can see that. The rectangles.
Good then.
Mm-hmm.
You need the help of a policeman.
What with?
What with? A lot of things. For example, people tend to go missing.
Maybe your husband is missing.
My husband? No, he's not.
So where could he be?
I don't know. At home now? Out drinking with his friends? Working?
Where is this going, officer?
So what I'm hearing is you don't really know where your husband is.
Yes, but... I don't really need to know where my husband is. Not all the time.
Wouldn't you like to?
No.
She looks you straight into the eye. Her right foot is tapping nervously. I can totally help you find your missing husband.
Why are we still talking about this? I haven't lost my husband.
Maybe your children are missing?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, so where are they?
Are you a policeman or a nanny?
I'm a nanny. Where are they?
They are not missing, sir.
You know where they are. They're at home, smoking, giving the ladder of vices a chance. No, they're at a disco,
Yeah.
getting down. Stupid disco dancing teenagers.
What? They're at home, right? Smoking cigarettes?
What? That's just... My daughters are perfectly fine. They're with their friends down in Shamrock. There's nothing to worry about. They're almost grown up now anyway. They're past the age they need me protecting them from everything now.
I'm afraid the danger now is greater than ever. Tell me, how old are they?
My youngest girl, Jolie, is just shy of 16. Jenny, she is turning 18 next month. But we shouldn't even be talking about them.
Can you describe me their appearance? Any features that stand out? Something that make identifying a little easier?
Why do you need to know this? Haven't I repeatedly told you that they're not missing? That they're in Shamrock, safe and well, at some stupid party?
Did someone say party? You could use a party. Hunt it down.
It's for the investigation. I'm trying to be professional.
There is no investigation here. I can tell you that.
Okay, maybe your cockatoo is missing.
I don't mean to disrespect, sir, but you are being a bit of
I
a
like her.
cockatoo here.
For what it's worth, I agree. But cockatoos can't be stopped when they get ladies. It's better to indulge him at this point.
Ma'am, I'm asking about your cockatoo. Is it missing?
I don't even have a cockatoo. And guess what?
What?
Even if I had, it wouldn't be missing.
All right, cockatoo not missing. I just wanted to make sure.
Great.
Just one more question. What did you mean about me being a cockatoo?
Nothing. Go read up on them if you're so interested. There's a great book in the bookstore.
Maybe you should. What if the cockatoo is your astral captain? Or your heraldic bird?
Actually, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Thanks for the tip.
Wonderful. The store is open.
Watch her browse books.
Her hands move over the book covers. The tips of her fingers look rough, stained with yellow. It seems like she has spent a lot of time at work, smoking. An array of neurons fire up with joy. Bum her a cigarette, lest it turn to pain.
Do you smoke?
No, I don't.
I know for a fact that you smoke.
Why do you think that I smoke?
It's the kind of place where everyone does. I suspect I may possess supernatural abilities. Your hands look like they belong to a heavy smoker.
It's not like yours look much better.
Take a look at your hands.
She is right. Your hands look even worse than hers, with tiny cuts and gushes covering your skin like a spider web. Your fingertips have become an ugly shade of brown. These are the hands of someone who's smoked for at least 20 years, as evidenced by the discoloration of fingers. Marks on your skin may point to past quarrels.
Just bum me a cigarette, please.
I already told you I don't have any. Go bother someone else.
She's lying. She's goddamn lying. She has smokes.
Okay, thanks. No problem. Jerk.
She sighs.
That's all for the moment. I'll let you read.
The woman before you nods and returns to her reading.
It's funny. It's us, a small child.
Hello again, sir.
And I bum a cigarette. Hello again. Let's see. She's sipping her hot juice. What's your name?
My name is Annette, sir. My mum, her name is
Oh, yeah.
Plaisance. She owns the store. She's inside minding the register or organising the stock.
Okay.
Feel free to step in and browse our wares.
I was just noticing the angle of the shadow, so that must be north, behind Annette, and south, and then east is to the right, and west is just, yes. Anyway. And you're standing out here in the cold because?
I'm signalling that the store is open. Otherwise, people might not know. They'd miss out on the crime, romance, and biographies of famous people.
You know, I could help by brutally dismantling the free market.
Thank you, sir. I'm glad to help Mum out with the store.
Let's see, shouldn't he be in school or something?
I do my studies at home at the moment. I have to help Mum keep this place running.
Then going to school more important than this?
Mum says it's necessary to do both because it builds character. Mum says a proper worker is dutiful. That's how you get ahead in life.
There is stress and unease behind these words. She's reciting etiquette.
How's the business going?
Mum says it's peachy. She was a little afraid at first. There's talk about this house being cursed.
Ooh, cursed in what way?
Cursed in the way that makes them say that no business has ever really thrived here, sir. That they all go...
Bankrupt?
Exactly. But we've been doing fine so far.
This sounds rather serious. I don't think curses are real.
They shouldn't be, but they seem real. Anyhow, they say that these grounds are doomed for businesses.
It's just regular trading and selling of things, child. It doesn't work out for most people. So they're not doomed, but your mother should learn from their mistakes.
Of course, sir.
What is this crime business?
Crime fiction is about murders or burglaries or things like that. And the work of a policeman or a private detective who's trying to solve a crime and catch the criminals.
Wait, not crime fiction. I need to know what crime is.
It's
It's that bad.
Crime is what we were solving before this conversation began.
Why would anyone want to read about crime?
exciting to people, I guess. They get to imagine dangerous things. And it's kind of like a puzzle, where you can guess who the criminal is or how the good guys are going to catch him.
I'm a policeman myself, by the way.
You don't look much like a policeman.
Huh, well, what does a cop look like then?
Didn't mean to offend, sir. Sorry, sir. It's just that you don't look like Dick Mullen.
She points to a book cover on which you see a strapping Vespertine officer. He stands grimly over the body of a dead woman. I used to be exactly like that Mullen guy, then I decided to live a little. No. You know, nobody actually looks like that guy in the picture. That's just a stupid fantasy of a man. It's not your body that's important in police work anyway. It's your...
Head?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, your resilience.
Got you.
No, your mind.
Grit, total disregard for personal safety. You gotta take the pain. This Mullen guy looks like he'd run to his mom. Nah. Quicksilver mind. This Mullen guy looks like he needs 4 hours just to come up with a single idea.
No, he's wicked smart in the stories.
Sure, when the author does all the thinking for him, real policemen have to think and act on their own.
Like you, sir. Of course. He's just a fictional character. He's no match for you. Maybe you can show me some real police work, sir. Like in the books.
What's this romance?
It's the type of book where there's a rich lady and she has to choose between the good man and the bad man.
Okay.
Or there could be a story about a poor lady getting a rich man. It's about man and lady business, sir.
What about a poor man getting a rich lady?
It happens, but usually the guy gets rich in the process. Or should actually be rich himself, but has lost his family property unjustly, like during the revolution or something.
I see.
Those are unhappy books, for most of the pages. People sad about what they have lost, but then it all turns out just fine in the end.
What about when both of the men are bad?
These are not very common. You can't have a choice between bad and bad. Nobody wants to read a story like that.
What if it's really well written?
Well, maybe then it's fine. Maybe if the lady then decides not to pick either, because she doesn't need a bad man. Yes, that would be interesting.
What about when everyone is poor?
That's really not a proper romance story. That's more like everyday life.
True. Sometimes you have to write about real life things.
Not in romance books, sir. These are about nice and pretty people, and everyone is happy in the end.
What about a book where the man and lady business doesn't work out at all?
I haven't read many of those. Maybe you should ask Mum.
Yeah? You think she has one about an excruciatingly painful breakup?
I don't think it's a romance story if the main characters break up, though.
She pauses trying to figure out the appropriate answer. No, think about it. One where they plunge into the torrid spiral of pain and recrimination, only it's really long and drawn out. Scarred for life. Phantom limb.
No, I don't know.
Okay.
You can take this. Blossom like a pain flower.
Blossom like a pain flower. Yeah, and it drags on for years and years with no resolution in sight.
The girl is at a loss for words.
Each of you filling with resentment and bitterness for having ruined each other's lives.
She shifts and sways on her feet.
Oh no.
Looking confused and uncomfortable.
Each of you tearing at the other's innards, leaving a gaping emptiness, a vacuum heart that still hurts ceaselessly.
I'm sorry, sir.
Oh dear.
I don't know how to help you.
I don't need help. I need a real book that tells me how it is, not this drivel. But can't you help me? I'm beyond help, right?
Sir, sorry, sir. I'm still little. I can't.
Sir, this is a Wendy's.
It's time to leave it be. You're about to make a child cry. Are you proud of yourself?
No. Right. Activate denial mode. Right, I am proud as a lion of Sherber. Oh, our little girl got a bit carried away there. Let's see. Right, activate denial mode.
You're not really an automaton. You do know that.
You shut up. Little girl, pardon the deviation. I wish to discuss books and other such matters.
Yes, sir.
She prefers an automaton. Who are these famous people?
Oh, kings and queens and generals of old, or artists and writers, or musicians, those kinds of people. There's usually something extraordinary about them. I think that's why people read them, to find the secrets of their fame.
Can I become famous by reading one of these books?
I don't know about that, but I imagine life is great when you're famous.
They're all dogs.
Fame sounds delicious. Maybe one day someone will write a book about me.
Why would they do that, sir?
Because I'll be a superstar cop in the papers and everything. That'll show them.
That's so cool. Maybe they'll make you a book cover picture and everything. Standing over a dead body, holding a gun.
Ooh. Who is that? Point to the woman browsing books.
Oh, that's Auntie Billy. She's nice if a bit distressed.
She's your aunt?
No, sir. She's a working woman who comes to look at the books a lot.
Why is she distressed?
I think she is a bad husband. Not very nice or helpful.
Got it. Oh my goodness. If I fail this, will be very sad.
The girl keeps her hands folded, hidden. Why is that?
Hey, why do you keep your hands folded?
What do you mean, sir?
You don't need to be worried. I'm here to help.
She looks around anxiously. Her hands remain folded in front of her. The lieutenant stands by, looking at the two of you with little interest.
She didn't want to show them. It's okay.
She brings out her reddened hands, her nails frayed, nearly chewed down to the flesh.
You bite your nails.
And you knew this from me keeping my hands folded?
There were a few other hints.
Well, that proves nothing. Anyone could do an easy deduction like that.
Want more? I bet I could figure out why you bite your nails. I got a few reasons in mind.
She nods, half provocative, half enthusiastic.
You're uptight because of your mother and the pressure she's putting on you. Yes. Rats have been nibbling on your fingers. Child labor is a dismal working conditions. Chewed on nails means you're recycling your body material. It's an intense dedication to the way of business. There are no riches without personal sacrifice. You must eat your own hand to make money. No, you're uptight because of your mother and the pressure she's putting on you.
Maybe so, sir. Okay, I know it's a bad habit, and I shouldn't.
Either way, another ace detective deduction by the #1 detective of town.
It was okay, sir.
She's still got a rebellious streak.
There's more that can be achieved here. Ask her to do the same.
You think so? Fine, do better. To do something about me.
You're quite sober.
Oh, snap, snap. She snapped back quickly.
The lieutenant does not flinch at the comment. He does not flinch even a single bit. He is intensely not flinching. It takes effort.
Wait, how do you know I'm usually not?
Because you usually aren't.
Oh, really? And I'm having a grand time. I love to be sober.
I sure hope you are, sir.
There she stands, swaying on her feet, assaulted by the early spring breeze. She smiles at you. The whole situation suddenly feels familiar, somehow.
What are you missing here? Why does this feel familiar? Okay.
Because you know each other. She's been talking to you so openly because you've talked before.
Hang on, so you know me, we've met before?
Yes, I stand in this spot all the time.
She's like, dumb.
Wide-eyed. It certainly looks odd on a man.
Just a little hiccup in the signal there. Arty eyes. Okay.
The swiveling eyes of a loony drug addict. That is what she meant. You were probably gurning too. Fuck yeah. You should get some party eyes right now. Snap those sequins on you, boy.
Does that mean I've been partaking in narcotics?
Oh, baby, that's not what you have to worry about. Worry about the important thing.
So why didn't you tell me you knew me to begin with?
I didn't know I had to do that.
That's a good point. I don't really like this detective deduction game anymore. No, it's fine. Thanks, I've learned something about myself today.
I'm glad I could help you, sir.
Okay, bye. See you around, Annette.
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here for more books?
Thank you. I was trying to do this stuff.
Hey, psst,
Yeah?
psst. Hey, you.
Who, me?
Yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building communism again.
Again?
Yes, you're ready to start building communism again. You've built it before. They've built it before. Hasn't really worked out yet. But neither has love. Should we just stop building love, too?
Well, you can't argue with that.
So, what about all that communism you've promised to build? Word on the street is you've woken up from 1,000 years of slumber, promising to erect a version of communism many times greater than any attempted before. Is that true?
How come there's a word on the street?
You keep saying things like, down with the bourgeoisie, eat the rich, sodomize the landowners, impale all people who have more than 25 real in their pocket, literally murder all human beings regardless of their political beliefs. That kind of stuff.
I haven't said anything like that.
Okay, not in so many words, but don't deny it. You're about to rip off that mask of social democracy and reveal the monstrous seven-eyed lamb of global communism that will devour and masticate mankind. Everyone can see that. So tell me, do you have any questions before we fire up the big communism builder? Or do we get right down to it?
Big communism builder. Wait, okay, what is this communism even about?
Failure. It's about failure.
Failure.
Yes, abject failure. Total, irreversible defeat on all fronts. Absolutely vanquished, beaten, curb-stomped and pissed on. Until you came along. You will reverse the fortune of the workers of the world. You alone, against every living thing, against every human alive. 800 trillion real in the hands of an impossibly well-organized ruling class. Towering city blocks of bankmen who have the ears of prime ministers. Million-headed armies of nations and the love of your own mother. You against the atom, the charm and the spin. Where the whole world failed. Matter failed to bend to human will. Human will failed to get out of bed and tie its laces. You alone, single-handedly, will rebuild the dreams of the working class. You are the last communist. Now get to work, comrade.
All right, roll up your sleeves and start building some communism.
Oh yeah, get the firing squads and the animal wagons ready.
Wait, you didn't say anything about firing squads.
Too late to back out now. You can't make an omelette without breaking a few million eggs.
All right, roll up your sleeves further and breathe in the pristine air. All right. I'm gonna make... This book is titled Man from Hyamdal and the Wildfire. This book appears to be erotica, but without actual erotica. Sounds boring.
You broke down the back door, the wards, the door. It's all gone now. Dark psychic energy leeching onto my shop.
Sometimes it's necessary to resort to extreme measures.
I suppose it's all over now. I guess there's no escape.
What are you talking about? It's just a door.
Just a door? This place is cursed, Detective. They don't call it the doomed commercial area for nothing. Just look at the sheer amount of companies that have failed in this house. I hope you're happy now. Happy that you've ruined everything. Now that you've broken the door, the curse is coming to get me as well.
Oh my gosh.
Host Almighty, she prays. Guard me and my honest business venture from the curse that lurks behind the door. Blessed be your name.
Curse, but I thought the curse wasn't real.
Of course you didn't. You're nothing but a policeman. All right. You know what? I'm willing to let you investigate the doomed commercial area. We are set on the path. There's little else to do.
Her facade has dropped. Now you see the curiosity behind the fear.
But before we go on, tell me, did you encounter the malignant entity?
The entity? No, I don't think so.
Yes, the malignant entity that lives inside the chimney. It takes the shape of a woman, a witch probably. I've suspected that she knows more about the curse than she lets on ever since I first saw her.
Chimneys aren't big enough for anyone to live there.
No, this chimney is part of the building's central furnace, and it's enormous. She has barricaded herself behind some metal security curtains. God knows what she's doing there. Some unnatural magic, I assume. You should go find the entity and ask what happened to all the companies in the building. And do return to me after you've talked to it. I'm quite anxious to know what she has to say about the curse.
I have a few more questions about the curse.
Okay, but please, only a few questions. You wouldn't want to disturb the spirits.
How does this curse manifest itself?
The curse is so much worse than you could imagine. It's a disease, eating at the very foundation.
Okay.
It's the curse of financial distress, of ruin and bankruptcy.
Annette mentioned that the previous tenants have experienced some financial troubles.
It's not just that, officer. We're dealing with something supernatural here. It's the cacodemons feeding off bad business practices and disappointing income statements. There's something wrong with this building, I can tell you. Ever since I arrived, I've sensed an eerie, lingering presence, as if I was unwanted here.
Really? Why didn't you just tell me right away it's the curse?
It's not good to talk about the curse, not in detail. The negativism, it's dangerous. Talking about the void wraiths angers them.
Such wraiths may prove a formidable enemy. Suit up.
Have you sought help from anyone?
Yes, I've contacted numerous parapsychologists and even a pair of Simonese mediators. They provided me with the wards. The wards help to keep the doom at bay and protect us against the darkness that lies further in the building, even though now I fear it's not enough.
Is your pendant part of the wards?
Oh, this? No, it's a special Himian amulet, blessed by desert pygmy shamans. with a spell of compulsion. It's to compel people to buy books. There are numerous spells cast throughout the store. I had the books anointed with a different inducement spell, for example. It's guaranteed to boost sales 15%.
What about the wards on the back door? Are those Simonees as well?
Yes, the Simonees are very crafty and their wards are extremely powerful. Lesser wards simply won't do here.
Okay, I have some other questions.
The woman before you scans the store, her shoulders rigid and tense.
I'm looking for
Every now and then, she nudges her glasses.
I'm looking for a book about cockatoos.
A book about cockatoos? There should be one upstairs, right next to the shelf of biographies.
And what if I want to buy a book?
Then why are you talking to me? Everything is on the shelves to browse. Don't you feel compelled to buy anything? See those shelves there? Go. Be drawn.
What type of books do you have?
Everything is on the shelves. Take a look yourself. The shelves compel you, don't they?
She smiles and nods, seemingly relieved.
Your daughter is the one standing outside the store, right?
Annette, yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Tell me, was she at her post doing her job like a proper girl?
Yes, of course.
Wonderful. Did you talk to her?
Yes.
Great. On a scale of 1 to 10, how compelled were you to buy books after talking with her?
10. She's certainly very polite and helpful.
My precious, her dedication brings joy to my heart. If you have children, I hope they turn out as great as my Annette.
Let's see. She's a great value add. I'm here to dismantle the free market and abolish child labor. All this pressure has made her really anxious. You know she's been chewing her nails.
God. I've told her not to do that. It's such a disgusting habit. She'll get over it. Anxiety is a part of life.
I don't think she can do anything about it.
She can, if she has enough willpower. This is what's called growing pains. Life isn't easy. Life doesn't give breaks.
Come on, ma'am. It's obvious she can't do anything about it. You are placing an unnecessary burden on a young child.
That's true, and obviously the will of the market, but maybe make an exception for your daughter. Yeah, actually, it's super alright for kiddos to chew their hands off. Forget I said anything. What you're doing is wrong. Even I know that, and I don't know anything.
She stands stiff and severe, silently fuming. 10 or so seconds pass without change.
Oh no. Hold on. I need to invite her inside and apologize. She must be freezing out there. There. I don't know what to say to you. My husband, he tries to teach me business lessons. I have what my mother called a dull mind. All this stress.
And is this husband Annette's father?
Yes. My husband is a successful entrepreneur east of the river. If only he were more involved in the business we're running up here. No matter. Soon we'll both be off for Grand Couronne.
Wait, Grand Couronne, what's that?
It's a proper place to live. One of the most peaceful neighbourhoods east of Jamrock. You may know it for its massive housing projects.
Your head feels light and dizzy. A cold breeze caresses your flesh.
What's going on?
Monstrous buildings loom over Grand Couronne. A cold wind howls in the empty halls of homes built upon delusions.
Why?
There is no life in Grand Couronne. No one can afford to live there.
Most of the buildings are empty at the moment. It's a great opportunity to get ahead of the crowds. Better times ahead for sure.
So, like, it's like a development, but they're all too expensive for people to actually live there. And your husband's also involved with the bookstore?
He made the initial investment. Since then, he's been what you might call a silent partner.
Is she an only child?
Yes, I'm afraid so. A real treat she is. It would be nice if she had... No, we couldn't have afforded more children, really. Not in this economy.
A glimmer of sadness blinks through the well-crafted exterior.
Why not?
We're quite busy people, you know, my husband and I. Quite busy. Children are a lot of work. You don't look like a father, so I don't expect you to understand. I'm sorry. I'm sure you do understand.
She told me she doesn't go to school anymore?
She's been too busy helping me here. So she studied at home this trimester. This is a temporary solution, of course. I assure you, I of all people understand the importance of education. She will be back in school the moment the store takes off.
So never. All right, I had something else in
The
mind.
woman looks aloof, her features much softer. Occasionally she glances at her daughter's silhouette.
That's all I can say for now, book peddler. Goodbye. Let's go talk to Annette.
I'm sorry, sir. I can't talk right now. I'm very busy with my homework. I have so much homework now.
You just can't win.
True. What are you doing now?
Math. It's really difficult. Like, really. They say you need it to get rich. Better than standing outside in the cold, I guess. Oh, I found something while you were away.
What is it?
I thought this would fit you. Like, thanks for helping out. Not me. The city, I mean. Like a detective does.
She gives you a hat almost exactly like the one Dick Mullen wears on the cover. Wait, where'd you get it?
Just what Dick Mullen would ask. I got it from behind the curtains. I'm not really supposed to go there.
It's a fedora.
Maybe. It's the hat Dick Mullen wears all the time. You'll look way more serious with that. Right, I have to get back to my homework now, before Mum notices. Man, this is hard.
Okay, bye. See you around, Annette.
The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular, sword-wielding barbarian on the cover. Nearly all the titles contain the word Hyamdal somewhere.
More Hyamdal.
Mountains of it. Heroic quantities of Hyamdal. Roy's puny shirt is nothing compared to the real deal. Rows and rows of Hyamdala men blur your vision. You make out some titles. Man from Hyamdal and the Mammoth Riders. Man from Hyamdal, Return to Hyamdal. And the solipsistic Man from Hyamdal and the Hyamdal Man.
Good God, how many are there?
Maybe 100. Man from Hyamdal and the sages at the end of the world. Man from Hyamdal and the false god. Man from Hyamdal and the scorched earth. Man from Hyamdal, the Hyamdal colonies. Those snow crabs are worse than they sound.
At all? That's enough, I think.
The display
There's a
rack
lot,
before
though.
you is burdened under piles of Man from Hyamdal novels.
Do any of these books call out to me?
A twinge at the back of
Hey,
your
baby,
head
what you
makes
doing?
you
Please don't step
flinch.
on that.
Your eye starts twitching.
Ow.
Your hand reaches toward a book with glossy cover art of the very muscular Man from Hyamdal in chains, kneeling in front of a staircase leading to a throne. A woman sits on the throne, leering at the man.
Oh my God, Kitty, you like tangled in the cables? What are you doing? What are you doing? What a beautiful kitty.
Between the throne and the Hyamdala man lies a bonfire, casting shadows on the wall. The shadow of the woman's headdress looks like a pair of devil horns. The title reads, Man from Hyamdal and the Devil Woman.
Aren't all women devil women?
Especially those leering types who seem to wear nothing but an armored bikini. There's also some sort of a snake lizard beast slithering around her abdomen, chest, shoulder region.
Kitty loves this
The display rack before you is burdened under piles of Man from Hyamdal novels.
I want to buy Man from Hyamdal and the Devil Woman. I gotta put this cat down. Casey's like, I'm offended by this book.
It is a bestseller for a reason.
Okay. Gift books and molten candy. That this little rack was above an net. Old sports magazines tucked away in a dark corner.
A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up by Wirral-related merchandise.
Storekeep, what board games do you have here?
Wonderful board games, sir. The Viticulturist is a classic for sure, or perhaps you'd like Archipelagos of Insulinda, a very educational game for those interested in geography. Raubritter is a fun game of economic competition, but can get quite intense after a while. We have games for the whole family. You can play with your children.
I don't feel as if I have any kids. Yes, kids, friends, chicks. I have all of those.
Then you're a lucky man, officer. Children are the greatest of treasures.
Just being facetious.
For playing with friends, I'd recommend Suzerainty. It's a civilization building game where you build a civilization, then set off to brutally colonize and repress other civilizations.
Ooh, how fun.
It'll cost 12 real.
What about all these whirl things?
Lousy auras there. No, role-playing games are popular among those types. You know, who are into those kind of things. Personally, I don't like it. Not at all.
Ooh.
I've heard they turn people into occult enthusiasts. That they have rituals where they try to summon entities. Highly immoral stuff. You can still buy them, though.
Isn't she an occult enthusiast who tries to summon entities?
An endless variety of source books, law books, and codices litter the table. The topmost book is titled Welkin Compendium, 2nd edition. There's also a large hardbound tome with intricate cover art, The Hunters of Katawak, Boreal Creature Compendium, and a Pick Your Path adventure game book titled Tales of Wirral, Cavern of Velkrag.
Anything catch my eye?
There's a box that says Wirral, 3rd edition mega setting supplements module. The side panel notes, a fantastique adventure board game, new maps and miniatures. A sticker on it displays 25 real. Nonsense for anemic Beano clods.
Don't be so, weird. Musical instrument. I like it. Down here. The book collects the national recipes of Arda. They are all about lake trout. Lake trout's pretty good. Here.
These shelves are overburdened with books from the same series. You see the name Dick Mullen over and over. A couple of spook novels hide amidst all the detective books. Thrilling tales of spycraft and daring do.
Ooh, Storekeep, what's all the crime fiction?
Oh, crime, robberies, murders, even sexual crimes. We're fortunate to have Dick Mullen and his stories to sort all that out. You're a police officer, apparently. You should buy all of these. They really do teach a person how to be a proper detective.
Sure. Look through the display of books.
Crime fiction is a disgrace. An asinine misrepresentation of the physical attributes of the arduous everyday work of actual police officers. These books greatly overstate the excitement of police work, glossing over how long it takes to actually follow up on leads and eliminate dead ends. Furthermore, they have no idea how hard it is to simply remove a body from a tree.
That's the most difficult thing in life.
What's more, they completely ignore the psychological hardships of year after year coming into contact with people during the worst days of their lives. Not a single mention of all the stress this work creates upon the officer's family. Detective fiction just doesn't tell the truth at all. Now, would you like a list of all the books found on the shelf?
Sure thing.
You see Dick Mullen on the job. Get Me Mullen. The Stalwart Adventures of Richard P. Mullen. Dick Mullen and the Murder in the Orchard. The Sordid Affair of Dick Mullen. A killing is declared. Dick Mullen in the Murder House. The Final Case of Dick Mullen. An Obvious Lie. Dick Mullen in the Clock Tower. The Ordeals of Dick Mullen. Dauntless Dick. Dick Mullen's Funeral Pyre. The Murder of Dick Mullen.
Dauntless Dick, eh? Dick Mullen dies?
Oh no. Turns out he faked it to solve a case.
Okay, let's stop now.
Shelves filled to the brim with crime novels featuring the supposedly stalwart Vespertine detective, Dick Mullen. Shelves filled to the brim with crime novels, crime fiction. These books great. Furthermore, what's more, not a single mention of all the stress. You see, a killing is declared. Oh no. Yes, there's also tragedy calls for Dick Mullen.
So many.
Another one with fake death. After all this, you still haven't found the answer to the one question that matters. Who is Dick Mullen?
What I was expecting, and it's like, let me look at the books. Okay, reaction speed.
Your quick eye notices a small caterpillar crawling across the spine of a book. The title reads, Dick Mullen and the Mistaken Identity.
Well, that's very metaphorical. A caterpillar. More stuff about mistaken identities. Interesting. Caterpillars emerge as butterflies. He's going through a metamorphosis.
A worn paperback from Dick Mullen's classic hard-boiled phase. The premise seems to be that Dick Mullen is framed for the murder of his best friend and has just a few days to prove his innocence.
Why does this speak to me?
Could it be the motifs of unstable identities and shocking betrayals?
That's probably right. I'm a complicated guy full of contradictions.
Then this is the book for you.
I got some money.
Of course. Such violence and immorality. I mean, enjoy.
Okay. There are times when we will have some time to sit down and...
A sulphur-crested cockatoo sits on the cover, its beak slightly open. It looks as if the bird is calling out the book title. From A to Zurich, a guide to a well-behaved cockatoo.
Flip through the pages.
Turns out that there are so many different cockatoo species, and they all have behavioral problems.
Much like you.
You don't have behavioral problems. That's garbage. You're cool.
I agree. What about this guide to cockatoos, storekeep?
It's a must-have if you own a cockatoo. I've heard they're quite capricious.
Shall we find out what happens if we steal a book? Oh, no.
Slowly, you move your hand toward the tome of cockatoos. Before you reach the book, you're interrupted.
Do we really need to do this?
Oh,
I think
fine. I'll buy it.
Oh, a nature enthusiast. Good choice.
Damn it, Kim.
I knew it was a good idea to keep that around.
Sharp-eyed Kim staring at me. Quaint picture book brochure, very colorful. It's a tome of fascists' magic, rather candid. What? That's terrible.
The plaque on the shelf reads, Biographies of Famous People. You see a large variety of names, none of which ring a bell. Browsing through all the books with all their names makes your head spin. None of these seem important or relevant. It's all just vapid egoism. Suddenly, a particularly odd title catches your eye. It reads, High-Speed Love, the tragic true love story of Jacob Irv and Alfie Delatraz. By High-Speed Love chronicles the romance between two of the finest tip-top tourney racers in history. One of them is the madcap driver, Jacob Irv. His blonde mane graces the cover. Next to Irv's life story, you see a slim biography of an Occidental rock star called the Anti-Star. He's famous for shooting morphine into one of his eyeballs and cocaine into the other. Next to that, Revacholian radio personality Guillaume Bevy stands in front of a run-down drug den. He's a permanent fixture on Channel 8, reporting on real-life crime and ruining cops' days.
He's that guy that... never mind.
I really must insist you buy one of the books. Reading them is not for free. Do still browse, though, but not too long. I'm sorry, I did not mean to rush you. You are browsing. Go ahead. Take your time. Time is commerce.
Sorry, anything of note on this shelf?
I would say... The Greatest Innocence. Yes, most certainly. It's an important educational tool, delving into the depths of history, religion, and their relation to innocentic power.
Who or what is an innocence?
A very influential historical figure. But surely I don't have to tell you that. You're a law officer, and law officers have at least some education. The book is also very daring. The author aims to re-examine the universal understandings of the innocentic system, creating a fresh vantage point and a shift in the tired order of things.
Thought it was about which of these innocents is the coolest and greatest.
Perhaps for a layman, deep analysis is necessary to peel back the multi-layered meanings.
So you recommend it?
Certainly. It's prudent for a person to have at least an elementary understanding of history and society. Imagine the chaos we'd be in otherwise.
You feel like you should get this one. Definitely. It's important somehow. There's something personal inside.
Okay.
A true cultural touchstone. Enjoy the read.
As a book hoarder, personally, I just buy all the books. I love all the books. I'll buy all the books. Give me books.
This bookstore is not strictly about crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. There's also a wide range of paranatural literature. Amidst the various books, you find one written by someone named Matthias W. Dundas. It's about wholeness, unity, balance. The point of the book, and many others on this shelf, is to give people medicinal advice in situations where they don't have access to paid health services.
And how does that work?
It serves platitudes, while also telling everyone that traditional medicine, the kind people don't have access to and which costs more than this book, is garbage and would only give you cancer anyway, without even curing your cold or anything.
Oh, really?
Wholeness, unity, balance, on the other hand, can basically take care of anything. Though it is important to note, when it's up to your mind to heal yourself, then it's because of your mind that you're ill in the first place. It's your own fault if you're ill. Got it?
Does the book say anything else?
The book features chapters on topics such as how to find magnesium. It even lists plants you can harvest magnesium from. How to continue drinking if you're an alcoholic who has destroyed his liver. And there's even a chapter on the ancient Seraïs tradition of using duck gallbladder preservatives to treat and prevent sexually transmitted diseases. Pre and post factum apply. Nothing worth buying.
Storekeep, what books are these?
Sir, please, no browsing in that shelf. That wisdom is not for free. I can't have you end up, like, opening a police store next door and stealing my customers. Oh, no.
A police store? Okay. There's usually a book you can get here, but...
Several maps have been attached to a bulletin board hidden inside the alcove. They're held up by small pins. The board has come loose from one corner. The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of Insulinda, a map of Revachol, and a map of Martinaise.
Okay, look at the map of the Insulinda.
This large map displays archipelagos. You see a constellation of small dots on the light blue emptiness of the Insulindic Ocean. The largest in the northeast is La Caillou. You are here. Another far away in the southwest, Seminese Islands, Ile de Fantôme, Ozon, Laurentide, Face à la Mer, Archipelagos, North Arcade Islands, all just specks of dust on the vastness of the Insulindic. On the edges of the map, the color fades into a blur of dotted lines, black disintegrating into mathematics. In the northeast, a dust mite stands on the north coast of Caillou, in a bookstore. It's you. Radiating outwards from you, the suzerain Revachol, with a radius of 80 kilometers, still, the crown jewel of this Isola would be barely visible.
Squint first. Can you see cities on the islands?
You can, on Caillou, Revachol, a single black star, on Ozon, Fondelaire, and Vilmandu, on archipelagos, Croyan Moran, Villiers, on Seminine, Olduvai, and on Laurentide, Deora of the Seven Seas.
Look at the edges.
The ocean breaks apart into a tangle of cosines and azimuths, all pointing into pale nothingness. Windy is the north azimuth. Grad is the northeast azimuth. Samara is the east azimuth. Seol is the west azimuth. Isolas, they're called. Connections to other worlds. Words past the Insulindian, unknown to you. You only know you've never been there. You have little idea what they are. Distant stars, gods, but looking at them makes you feel almost non-existent. Whatever they are, the Isolas are immeasurably large compared to you, and very, very far away. Perhaps they are gods, gods of distance and outer dust.
Look at the map of Revachol.
The north coast of a verdant island is shattered by the delta of a river. It is the River Esperance. Countless bridges put the shards back together, connecting city blocks to river islands. La Delta says a great artificial heart in the center, teeming with life forms and construction. To the east, rolling hillsides, Le Jardin, Stella Marie, the suburbs of Saint-Baptiste, swallowed up into the megacity. They sound rich to you. This is Revachol East.
And west of the river?
Hudon. It's somewhere to live. Not bad. Then there's Jamrock. It's bad. People shouldn't live there, but they do. Then Forberg. It's almost as bad, and much larger. Then Coal City. It's the worst.
And Martinez?
It's so small you can't even see it on the map. No, wait. There it is. North of Jamrock. The strip of coast next to the Greater Revachol Industrial Harbour. It looks downright despondent. It's almost Coal City, to be honest. No, Coal City is worse. A charred limb. Rain falls on its slick black streets. And then there's the burnt-out quarter in the heart of Jamrock. Is it cold in this bookstore? Or is it just you? No, this is somewhere to be. This is all you have. But it's still something. Streets and sodium lights, the sky, the world. You're still alive.
I love that quote. Look at the map of Martinez.
It's not really a map. It's a tourist thing. A picture postcard with buildings on it, drawn from an isometric perspective. A date in the upper right corner says 48. Still, it's detailed. Could be pretty useful for scouting ahead. You see the jagged boxes of an industrial harbour, even the whirling in rags there.
Storekeep, can I buy these maps?
I'm sorry, officer. The map of Martinez is the only one available. The other two are not for sale anymore. And besides, you could scarcely afford them. They're quite valuable, though they might not look it. The map of Martinez is 90 cents, though.
And why is that one so cheap?
That old thing. It's an out-of-date map of a tourist location that never was nor came to be. From when some design studio people tried to spruce the place up 4 or 5 years ago, they also renovated the horse statue, set up those coin-operated viewers, and designed the new street lamps.
What happened then?
They didn't get that far, for some reason. A shame the project never got going. Would be nice if someone fixed Martinez up. All these ruins are bad for business.
Interesting. Poor interfacing is like, no, I'll just buy it.
Always good to be informed of your surroundings.
Alright, I think I've looked at everything. A lonely cormorant surveys the sea, indifferent to your approach. Was it inside the frame of a motorcyclist shop? The girl up there, did she see spilled the paint? Rue de to St. Ghislaine, roundabout north. What? Oh.
The streets will flow red once more, a great torrent rushing down Rue de Esperance. You wait and see.
The streets will not flow red with anything. Who are you?
I'm Cindy the fucking Skull. What else do you want to know? Date of birth, blood type, the last time I was tested for Hep C.
Yeah, when were you last tested? Just answer some questions. Just answer some questions, lady.
Ask away, pigman, but I don't promise to answer.
You keep looking off the side. What are you looking at?
The lieutenant furrows his brow at another one of your eccentricisms.
Let's see. She nods disdainfully towards the woman performing maintenance on the boat docked next to the pier.
Hatred, disgust. It's difficult to tell which of the two is more present in her girlish features. The woman on the boat does not notice her staring.
That is on her. Someone's got to keep an eye on her.
Who is she?
Probably the Wild Pines rep. We should talk to her. She's a professional negotiator, though. I have the feeling she will be very cooperative while telling us nothing. You should take the lead. Ask her unexpected questions, you know? Do your thing. Don't be afraid to get a bit wacky. Throwing her off is our best bet.
Good idea, piggies. Run along now. Fuck her shit up good. Impound that boat while you're at it. I'd like to watch her swim back to her on.
What are you doing to the wall?
Can't you tell? I'm painting a beautiful mural, an aereo graffitio visible from low orbit. I haven't really started it yet. I'm waiting for the right words.
She's suddenly pensive. She don't know what to write.
Have you ever tried your hand at graffitio? When faced with a blank wall, most people write unimaginative stuff, like pigs go home and Mona was here. We rarely see pigs round here, though. Just union cards. And my name's not Mona, so...
Why are you so committed to defacing this wall?
This place is severely lacking in havoc. Not even the occasional trash can fire to break up the tedium. I thought I'd mix it up, you know. Summon the forces of crime and social chaos with a wall-sized invitation.
I have an opinion on this. Want to hear it?
Yeah?
I love public art. Don't mind us. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thanks. I'm sure the inspiration will come to me now that I have an official RCM stamp of approval.
Do you know anything about the recent murder?
I ain't no snitch, pigstein. Go forth and forage in someone else's shit. No shortage of squealers in these parts.
Actually, there is a shortage of people who talk to us in a normal, calm, informative manner.
We weren't put on this earth to make your life pleasant, fucko.
So you won't talk about the murder, but maybe you could tell us about the murder victim's missing armor?
What do I care about some fucking tin eggshells?
Isn't armor art for the body?
Ugh, all right, sad piggy. I'll give you this one. I saw a little girl in the fishing village running around with military-grade handwear. Looked cute as hell. If you haven't been there, the village is a shithole down the coast from the main plaza. Have a good time.
There's a little girl wearing the gloves there.
No. That's all the snitching Cindy the Skull does for today. Actually, I don't even know why I told you what I just told you. I have a weakness for animals. It's the animal thing again. Damn it.
She looks at you a little sad suddenly.
Or a weakness for police officers, miss. Thank you either way.
She's got a friend in the force who always busts her or something. I can picture it. That's cute. Some older guy who's always trying to, like, steer in the right direction. Oh, that's kind of sweet. Catch you later, Cindy.
Watch your back, ungulate. You've got eyes on you.
Okay. Looks like there's more construction here once, decades ago. I missed something up here. Well, I missed a lot of stuff up here. But I missed... It's just a container. Oh no, I need, wait, crowbar. Whoa! Pop that bad boy open. Hello? Ooh, I got a fancy coat. Alright, +1 encyclopedia. I could be book smart. Anything this wide rim hat looks even better than the hat Dick Mullen wears. Dick Mullen is stupid and not even real. You're real. Your brain is real. Your real brain is inside the hat. Nice. Let's see, +1 suggestion, -1 half-life. Makes you less scared of things. Less, how would you say, paranoid? And more suggesting to people. Interesting. This classic double-breasted coat suits everyone, including yourself. And if you ever find yourself battling winds at the helm of a ship, then the coat's heavy fabric has got your back. Even if moths have left a few holes in it. What's wrong with a few moth holes? You could stitch them up. What do we got? Oh my god. All these books, which we will not read right this second, but we will interact with this.
The worn map features the patchwork grid of the streets of Martinez, with directions to appropriately touristy locations. Year 48 resides on the upper right corner.
Trace a path through the grid.
Your finger moves through the various streets, across Rue de Saint-Ghislain and Rue Saint-Sipar, over Saint-Brun and Martinez North, finally coming to a halt on the spot where you are currently standing, although the map gives no such indication itself. The worn map features...
I wasn't paying any attention. Okay. Let's take some drugs that I found on the street. That seems smart. Okay. Docking reserved for residents of Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33A. So she doesn't even live here. She's just parking in somebody's parking spot because she can. Your room at the Whirling isn't much bigger than this sloop. It's nice. You have a nice big room there, though. Okay. Let's... Let's see, how should we frame this? Okay. The next time we will get the reality lowdown. For sure. But for today, it's Mother's Day. I have to see my mother. I hope you have a nice Mother's Day. I'll see you tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. Bye-bye.